on the next episode of Love, Life, and Liquor.
A teacher on the north side was placed on leave for telling students to go back to Africa.
You're listening to Love, Life, and Liquor, a Drankin Partners podcast. If you like beer, food, sex, and talking about badass kids, then this is the podcast you've been waiting for. Now, here are your peoples, Mareshah and Dom.
What's going on, everybody? It's another episode of Love, Life, and Liquor with myself, Dominique.
And Mareshah.
It's been a while. It seems like it's always a while in between episodes. So we're not even going to bother folks. We're not going to bother y'all with what we've been doing. We're just going to get right into it.
But don't they want to know why it's been so long?
Probably just because we've been lazy as hell. And you've been digging in my ass like, when we going to do the next episode? When we going to do the next episode? And I'm like, we're going to do it tomorrow. And then I'm sitting on my ass watching TV. Or drinking beer. Or playing video games. Or drawing. Yeah, I've been extremely lax in forwarding the brand. And I apologize. Aww. You are a big fan of the AITAs.
Yes.
So for folks who don't know what that is, am I the asshole? And they have all these crazy stories on Reddit that break down these stories, and then you pretty much have to judge whether or not that individual is the asshole. I should say that the first one I picked because we recently had an anniversary. Okay?
We did.
So we had an anniversary. We celebrated, I don't know what the hell this is. What is this?
Nine and a half.
9.5 years. We'll have to tell that story another time, but 9.5 years of marriage. And this AITI says, my husband and I have been married for 27 years. We have had our ups and downs, but we have 2 kids and have spent a life together. One of our biggest arguments is my husband lives his own life. He doesn't tell me if he's going to be home or not, makes plans without me, etc. Well, last month was our 27th wedding anniversary. We hadn't made plans, but I came home straight from work figuring we would at least eat dinner together. He came home at 10 p.m. and proceeded to tell me what a great night he had. He went to dinner at a restaurant in our hometown his friend owns, ran into several friends of ours, had a great night alone. I was so hurt I didn't say anything. We just had a fight about something else, but I told him what an asshole he was for going out on our anniversary without me. He claimed that I was crazy. He hadn't made plans, and it wasn't a restaurant. It was just John's place. There's also a popular local restaurant, and I felt like he was gaslighting me, which he often does. Am I the asshole for getting upset with him?
Under normal circumstances, I would say she's not.
Wait, you would say she's not what?
She's not the a-hole.
So under normal circumstances, she's not the asshole.
Right.
So why is she the asshole now?
Well, she might not be. She still might not be. But I feel like there may be something missing from this story. And the fact that he comes home at 10 o'clock or whenever and doesn't tell her regularly.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, why do you think we was about to celebrate our anniversary? Like, we're just married because we haven't gotten around to getting divorced yet. Like, it doesn't sound like, you know what I'm saying?
Like they're an actual married couple.
Well, like they're married, but it doesn't sound like they're on good terms. So.
But she sounds like she has a different opinion. She's like, clearly, I thought we was going to do something like, okay, every once in a while we have an argument or a disagreement, but damn, after 27 years. It doesn't sound like
every once in a while. And the fact that they got in a fight over something else, not even the anniversary. And she was like, and by the way, you went out.
What if he's just
for our anniversary?
A dick face.
Without me. I mean, he might be too. But I feel like there's something. There's something else to where he felt like that would be acceptable for him just to go to the Chili's down the street and
he went to
John's like he normally does. It seems like he does that all the time.
When we look through the comments, one dude, Geranium27.
Also, like I told you before, I learned like people say finances are the biggest reason people get divorced, and it's not. It's unmet expectations. And clearly she had an expectation that she didn't communicate to him, which is why she's so upset. But I'm saying, like, if we're
27 years,
right?
Unmet expectations after 27 years.
But that's what I'm saying. the fact that they've been married 27 years and he doesn't know that he needs to be home with her to have dinner for their anniversary.
This muff knows.
I feel like
after 27 years, if you hadn't figured out that you need to go home and eat dinner with your wife.
But I'm saying I just feel like there's a piece of the story
that she's leaving out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, are we just married because we still have these kids, and once they turn 18 or when they graduate from college or whatever, then we're done? It sounds just like an arrangement that they have. And maybe she was like, even though we have like this arrangement, like you do you, I do me.
Yeah.
This is our anniversary. But he felt like, well, why should things change today? Or he could just be
a dick face.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking through the comments, Geranium 27 says, who gets married to live their own life? Forgive me, but isn't the point of marriage to share a life together? I guess, like you said, under normal circumstances, that would be.
They're living their own lives.
Case.
And he was like, what we celebrate our anniversary for?
And then another person says, after 27 years of this, yes, you're the asshole. You should have left him a long ass time ago or learned to let it go. Another person said, you're the asshole. We hadn't made plans, but I came home straight from work figuring we'd at least eat dinner together. That's your problem. You failed to communicate your expectations to your husband, and now you're angry at him for failing to meet those expectations. Well, damn, look at you. You should be a damn, what do you call that? Marriage counselor or something like that.
I don't know about all that.
And then somebody else said, the moment he has a health problem, stick his ass in a nursing home.
Oh, okay.
Bong. So the question is, do you know any couples that live like this? I think most of the folks that we know are relatively young in their relationships. So if they're having problems like this now, damn. I mean, if you do, don't say their names.
No, I wouldn't. I did, but it was a farce marriage.
Oh, shit. Okay. This next one kind of falls in line with what we were talking about. Am I the asshole for farting in my girlfriend's bedroom on her birthday?
I haven't heard the story, but yes.
All right. So pre-COVID story, my girlfriend was having a birthday dinner at her apartment with me and 6 of her friends. I'd been having a lot of really bad gas at the time. To be polite, I wouldn't fart around company. Normally would use bathroom, but didn't want to do it there because guests were using it and they were really bad. So I thought I was making a polite decision by sneaking into a room from time to time to fart when I needed. There were no problems until girlfriend told one of her girls she could grab something. Timing wasn't the worst. It had been about 5 minutes since my last fart, but after a few, it was starting to linger. Girlfriend's friends told her that something smelled really bad. She thought a pipe must have broke, which led to a lot of speculation and worry until I clarified that there was nothing wrong. I had just farted in there about half a dozen times. Girlfriend was super embarrassed and dumped me the next day. I thought since I was trying to be polite, I wasn't an asshole. And at worst, it was just kind of funny. Is my man an asshole?
No, he tried to do the right thing. She kind of is for breaking up with him over that. Like, how would he know?
All I know is them things must have been cranking.
I mean, maybe it's like a little small New York apartment. But I mean, if he was going in there and closing the door and he kept doing it.
Yeah. You think it was just building up like farts in a bottle?
Yeah. And then how was he to know that she was going to tell her friend to go in there? I just think it was a series of unfortunate events, but he was trying to do the right thing.
Somebody said you're an asshole for having a malfunctioning asshole. Oh man.
No.
But then other folks said you're not the asshole. She did you a favor. Dodged a straight bullet.
Yeah, I was like, she was the one.
So that's not something you feel to dump somebody over.
No, I would be upset because you know how I am about smells.
Yeah.
Like, I would be very irritated, but...
You got a nose like a bloodhound.
It's nothing to break up over.
It made me think. We was in Florida and we had just... We was in Florida recently on vacation and we had went to the beach and did all this stuff. And she's in a whole different part of the house that we were in. And I was in the living room, hanging out with my daughter. And I just so happened to take off my shoes took off my shoes and socks, and I noticed, that my feet, they were kind of tart. And all of a sudden, I see her head like poke out from the door. Like,
what is that smell? She's like, is that you?
I was like, yeah, that's my feet. She was like, like went back in the room, like real slow.
Damn.
Okay, well, let me go wash my feet because that was a flagrant foul.
It's like burn them shoes. Throw the socks away.
I think I did. I think I threw the socks away. I know I threw my slides away. Yeah. And I think even the shoes, I just let them air out and I, tied them up and put them in the back. Yeah, them shits was dead. I let them go. But just the fact that you came popping out, I was like, oh, how you smell? You smelled my feet from a different part of the house. Yeah, it was one of the moments like, oh boy, in the airplane. Damn. Have you ever broken up with somebody or just decided, I don't want to talk to this dude no more over something similar? Not necessarily smells, but like a dumb deal breaker. Like farting in your sleep or stank feet.
We weren't really dating. Like we'd been on a few dates, and he wasn't in the military. And I told him I was going TDY, and I was working at night. So I think I said like, don't call me or whatever. Like I'll be sleeping during the day.
Yeah.
And he called me during the day.
So you just kept doing it.
He did it a couple times. I was like, didn't I tell you? Like, you're like, what are you doing? I'm sleeping. Like, I told you. Like, I don't know if you didn't believe me. And I was like, this is not gonna work. Also, he had like an Invisalign or a retainer, and he took it out at the table one time.
Oh, that's is this the dude you told the story about where he had like the
brother? He was like, this is my brother. So he opens his door like to his brother's room. Like it was kind of open already.
Yes.
His brother was like a large man.
What you mean, like 600 pounds?
Yeah.
That's not funny.
And he was laying on the bed, and he was like, hey, Mark, this is Mareshah. I don't remember his name. And he literally just like grunted at me like, what are you doing here? Like, I didn't invite myself over here. Like, he didn't tell you I was coming. So that was awkward. He had a couple of strikes. Yeah.
Was this isn't the dude that was at, what's that place called? Cheesecake Factory, Spaghetti House? I don't remember, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
like
think it was an accumulation of
spit,
like.
The drool.
The retainer, Invisalign. You invite me over. The bathroom is not clean.
Yeah.
And then I tell you, don't call me during this time, and then you call me during that time. I was like, this.
So it was just 3 strikes. It was a wrap.
Yeah. Like those things were not big.
Yeah.
Individually.
No, I get it.
I'm like, you just get on my nerves.
I get it. Let's talk about TV.
Okay.
TV. We watch, quite a bit of TV. If you look at our what do you call those? Our favorites, our list or whatever. It's just full of pretty much, everything. We haven't seen it yet, but I showed you the trailer for the new White Men Can't Jump. Were you excited about that?
I am. I think it's going to be good. I'm a Tiana Taylor fan.
Oh, she was in it, huh?
Yes.
Jack Harlow was in it. I can't remember the name of the gentleman who plays.
He's from Power, right?
Is he? He plays the Sidney Dean character, even though his name is not Sidney Dean. I'm not.
Like the first book or chapter or whatever, he was the driver, right?
For real?
I don't know. Let me look it up. When I just saw the preview again, I thought that was him. Keep talking.
Please continue to hold.
No, that's not him.
Oh, okay. What's his name?
Sinqua Walls.
Okay. Is he British? Because I feel like every time they have like
from Louisiana.
Okay, cool.
He's 38 years old. He looks young. Yeah, he looks like a baby D Wade. Not baby D.
Does. He's 38
baby
though?
Dwayne Wade. Not baby D. Not snacks.
Not baby D.
Yeah.
You get snacks with the glitter in it. All right. So yeah, they pretty much did a reimagined version of White Men Can't Jump in it. I mean, it actually looks funny. You remember the scene where they go and play in Watts, and after my man, finds out he gets hustled, he's like, I'm gonna go to the car and get my other gun. You don't remember that?
Cut that motherfucker right there. Nah, fuck this. Both you motherfuckers are crazy. I'm going to my car, get my other gun, shoot everybody's ass.
Raymond!
Oh shit, man, y'all better.
Raymond!
this version, in the trailer, instead of a gun, my man comes back with a flamethrower. Man.
He was in Power. He was Sean.
Oh.
I was right.
Okay, my man lost quite a bit of weight then.
That was 2014 to 2015. It's been almost 10 years.
Oh shit, it has been. I will say that although I love the original, we gonna sizzler, so many quotables, but this one, it actually looks just as good. Kind of like how
House Party.
Ooh,
it was fun.
It wasn't the same. Which
it wasn't the same, but it was fun. It was
which
a fun
is good
movie.
because they did not try to remake
yes
the original. They just tried to add a little bit of flavor to the original with a new story.
I liked it.
Dug it.
I was surprised.
What else? Married at First Sight. Okay, let me first start by saying that I hate that show.
We watch it all the time because I watch it.
Right. So I have to watch it by proxy. I hate the show because obviously they put these people in these situations, and I feel like they do it on purpose, where they match these people up with individuals that they know they're going to end up getting divorced.
I was thinking about this today. I need to look it up. But I think in the beginning, people were more successful because the show was new.
Yeah.
And they didn't really have an expectation of like, you're going to find me this perfect person. And it's just going to work like magic. Like, I feel like they felt like they still had to make it work. Like, they still had to make the connection. Like, this is just not going to be...
So now they know that...
Add water and, like, it's all going to be good. Like, I feel like they were... Like, okay, this is the person we picked out for you. Like, you have to make it work. Versus now I feel like they're more like, oh, this is the person you picked for me. It's just going to work.
How often has that happened recently between the couples? It seems as if, especially this season, where let's say you have 5 things on your list. Obviously, you're never going to get the perfect person, but it'll be like glaring mistakes, according to that list. Like, what's the name of the pretty brown-skinned girl with the bald-head husband?
Shaquille and Kirsten.
There you go. So boom, she
Kirsten.
Like off the top, she was like, I don't want no bald-headed dude. I don't want A, B, and C. And then what did they give her? They gave her all the stuff that she didn't want.
But just like at House Hunters, I can't give you a house that doesn't exist.
That's true. But off the top, she was not feeling this dude. So I will say that.
Is that a her problem or a him problem?
You're right. So I will give her kudos for the fact that she worked through that, right? So she was trashing this dude all in the beginning. Like, she didn't want to, kiss him. She didn't want to hug him. She didn't want to lay down with him. She didn't want to do none of this. So dude is like, this is crazy. All I want to do is I just want to love you. I just want you to love me. I want to be husband and wife, right? So then she starts opening up and she's starting to learn how to love this dude. It took a minute. And then dude comes out of his face and pretty much says like, yeah, I appreciate you and all, but you put me through way too much. And then these bitches put us on a cliffhanger and stop the damn show.
It is what it is. Like, I don't feel bad for her because I feel like the window just closed.
What do you mean?
Like,
you can't say the window closed considering that the window is very short. How long are these individuals together before they have decision day?
2 months, 8 weeks.
That's not a long time, considering that there was no dating involved.
But because there's no dating involved, how many days am I gonna go with, like, we're married. Can I have a hug? Can I have a kiss? No. You're like, okay.
Steve Harvey says you can wait 90 days.
Steve Harvey saying wait 90 days for no kiss, no hug.
I suppose.
And you're already married, so.
So if you just married a motherfucker tomorrow that you didn't know, you're giving out cookies?
If I got married at first sight, and like we were connecting and stuff, and I was like, okay. But if I'm feeling like he still feels like a stranger, like I don't know if I like him, then probably not.
What if you connected but he stank?
And we wouldn't connect.
Okay. The next show we got, it's not even a show, it's a movie. And we just started watching this BS tonight. It is called A Cocaine Bear. Within the first 2 minutes of the movie, a lady got chewed up. Did you watch the movie?
No.
Okay, well, And there's the end of the review for... Oh boy. All right, so switching gears, I'm gonna play some audio for you, and then you just let me know what you think. All right?
Okay.
Okay.
So my oldest done got her a little job or whatever, and now it's time to cash her first check. I said, come on, baby, go on and sign the back of the check, and we'll take it to the bank, get it cash for you, get you your money or whatever. She signed the check. Mind you, she wrote it in color pencil. That's what wasn't alarming to me. I let that shit slide. What was alarming to me was that she printed it. And that's when it hit me. My baby don't know cursive. These kids, they don't know cursive. And it hit me again. I'm a translator now. Yeah, baby, I'm a translator. I'm out here reading ancient scriptures. Yeah, I can read and speak cursive. A lot of people, I'm going to put that shit on my resume. But she printed it in color pencil. I just hope the Lord don't take me too soon because she still need me.
So boom. The reason, I picked that because it just made me think the fact that we homeschool our boy, and he's learning cursive, right? Mm-hmm. He's learning cursive, and I don't know if he's asked you, but he's definitely asked me, why do I have to learn this?
Because it's part of writing. For that reason, if you can write cursive, mm-hmm. then you can read cursive. Mm-hmm. And also it helps with your cognitive brain function and mm-hmm. All that kind of stuff.
Were you thinking of all that shit before you actually started teaching them? Did you actually sit down when building this curriculum and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna teach this man cursive because cognitive learning and all this stuff? Or is it from you being an old head and this is just some legacy shit that we all grew up learning, considering that nobody writes anymore? Everything is text, everything is digital, everything is computer. You know what I'm saying?
It was both, but I did read about it before I got that part of the curriculum. But also, like I said, people will be like, well, they'll learn to read it. But if you learn to write it, you'll learn to read it faster. So now he's 7 and he can write in cursive.
He can.
And he can read cursive.
He's very good at it.
And he likes the fact that he can read stuff in cursive. Birthday cards and stuff. I don't have to translate it. Don't nobody have time to be out here translating English to English.
Do you think it's going to get to the point where people are going to be looking at the Constitution like hieroglyphics?
Yeah. I was in a homeschool group today, and this lady was asking, should she teach her kid cursive? And also, should she teach them to tell time on an analog clock? And everybody was like, yes.
Analog clock still exists. We got a big ass one on the wall out there.
Right. But I mean, that's for decoration. If that wasn't there, we wouldn't have an analog clock. But a lot of people were like, it also teaches them counting by 5s.
Yeah.
And
just some other basic skills.
It doesn't hurt to teach them how to do it.
I just think that obviously a lot of this stuff hasn't phased out yet, and you don't want no dumbass kids.
I mean, I don't know what happened, but if something happens to where they have to write cursive, or they have to read cursive, or they have to know how to tell time on an analog clock, I don't want them being 12 years old and be like, I can't figure out what time it is.
Because there was I did see a post somewhere, I'm gonna have to find it, but it did talk about a high school teacher, and he had to basically decipher the time for some students in the classroom.
I feel like it's a life skills thing.
Because they have an analog clock in the classroom and they didn't know what time it was.
How to write a check. When was the last time I wrote a check?
I don't know. It's been a long ass time, but I mean.
But I would still teach them that stuff. It's just.
Doesn't your sister still write checks?
She does. In cursive.
See? Boom. She's on that. All right. Speaking of school, this is crazy. So here in Texas, and I'm just gonna let you guess. Not you guess, but the audience guess.
Not just here in Texas, here in what would be our school district.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
So a teacher on the north side was placed on leave for telling students to go back to Africa. Northside Independent School District is investigating allegations that a teacher at Hobby Middle School told 2 students to go back to Africa after they failed to what? stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Do adults even do that? Because is that just a school thing?
Like, where else would you say the Pledge of Allegiance?
I don't know. I think once you leave school, like, you never have to say that again, right?
Like, we don't even say it in the military.
No. So it says after the teacher made the remark, one of the students immediately texted her father, who reported the exchange to school administrators. The father said the student should not be punished for exercising a constitutional free speech right not to stand during the pledge. So this is something that I did not know. Obviously, you have the Pledge of Allegiance, but then they actually have a pledge for the Texas flag. And I did not know this until our daughter came home with a paper where she had to practice the Texas flag pledge because she's getting ready to, transition from pre-kindergarten. And during the graduation, they got to do the Pledge of Allegiance, but they also have to do the Texas, flag pledge. And I guess basically the only way that you can get out of that is a written request from the student's parent or guardian. And then, of course, religious reasons will allow you to skip the pledge as well.
It's ridiculous.
So there's that. Go back to Africa. And that makes me think, that was the first thing that this motherfucker thought of?
Like, where's my return ticket? I didn't get no two-way ticket.
Back to Africa?
Yeah.
You didn't get no African credits?
No.
African?
I could check my Sky Miles, but I do not
see if you have that ticket for back to Ghana or someplace.
My people are from Nigeria.
Oh.
But I'll check it.
And see if you got Nigeria points. I know I'm going to be checking to see, what the deal is over the next couple of days for this teacher. I'm just amazed that motherfuckers are still saying it. I feel like that's some 1980s shit.
Vintage racism. And I'm glad she called her daddy. I'm finna text my daddy right now. I'm not waiting till I get home. I'm not waiting till lunch. Right now.
Yeah, technology got in his ass because she pulled that phone right off the desk.
Good for her.
And this was middle school. This said middle school, right? Yeah. Yes. Middle school. So that little girl probably was like 12 years old. And he's lucky. I mean, obviously told, but if she had recorded that shit and it made the rounds, the outcome is still going to be the same. My man's going to lose his job. He's probably just going to end up moving to another district somewhere. Didn't that happen around here? Mm-hmm. What the hell happened with that teacher?
In the school that Destin went to, in our neighborhood, a teacher, so she was a first grader, a teacher called a first grader the N-word and put her in the closet.
Oh,
they
that's
fired
right.
the teacher, and then she just moved to another district. And I know that because I looked her up on LinkedIn.
She's still teaching.
Yes.
After calling a child. Wowzers.
Yeah.
All right, so I have some more audio, and we're just gonna get off of this shit because we out here, brought down the whole damn podcast talking about going back to Africa and shitty teachers.
But check your airline miles.
Yeah,
for your tickets.
I didn't get no. I guess my people are from Slovakia or some shit.
I remember when there wasn't no such thing as fresh wipes. I remember when the only thing she could wipe that coochie with was toilet paper. And that toilet paper would leave remnants behind. Every real man over 30 and bust some cheeks open and had to pick a little cotton for your ancestors. Yeah, gotta treat that booty like aspirin, get that cotton out the top. Yeah, you done got that tissue peel out of there one time, my boy. With that black girl, yeah, when they got that tissue peel out of there. And we ate that coochie anyway. And you know why we ate it anyway? Because we ate Nownlatas, where the paper didn't peel all the way off. And you ate that Nowlata anyway. Didn't know you was gonna need them skills later on in life.
Life skills for that ass. Learn cursive.
Oh my gosh.
And eat Nownlatas. Oh boy. Anytime something like that comes up, you be like, get all tightened up.
Have boundaries.
Out of control. So yeah, I just wanted to end that on a lighter note. You got any what do you call that? Some final words?
I want y'all to spam the Instagram with your request to make him do another episode.
There it is.
Within the month, at least.
Okay. Well, you can find this podcast anywhere. I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter because you already listened to the podcast, so you already found which medium you're going to listen to the podcast. But make sure you tell your friends if they want to listen to something dope. You can also find us on Instagram as well as TikTok at Drankin Partners. And that's that. Yeah, man. We'll be better. Until next time.
We out.
Right.
Thanks for tuning in to Love, Life and Liquor. Make sure to like, subscribe and follow on all platforms. And be sure to tell the mandem about us.